It's the year 2001, the 10th of October precisely, where the 19 soldiers who were patrolling the village of Vase in Benue State, Nigeria, when all of a sudden they were ambushed. Two days later, the bodies of these soldiers are found in a nearby primary school near a town called Zaki Biam. This triggers a series of events which will change everything. In order to go forward, we have to take a few steps back. Now, Zaki Biam is occupied by a tribe in Nigeria called the Tiv tribe. The Tivs are about 8 million individuals all over Nigeria and Cameroon. The Tivs are considered the fourth largest tribe in Nigeria, although they are predominantly in Benue State. They spread across 4 other states including Adamawa, Taraba, Nasarawa and Plateau states. The Jukuns, on the other hand, are also an ethnic group in Nigeria, also located in Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Plateau, Adamawa and Gombe states. The Jukuns are divided into 2 major groups, the Jukun Wanu and the Jukun Wakba. The Jukun Wanu are more fishermen residing alongside the banks of the river Benue and the Niger. The Jukuns are predominantly based in Taraba state, with Wukari being the main center of the Jukun people. The Tiv-Jukun conflict has been ongoing for years, as far back as the late 1950s or even earlier, with sporadic outbreaks in 1964, 1976 and again between 1990 and 1992. The conflict has mainly centered around competition for land as well as control over economic resources and political power. Focus has been on boundary demarcations and control over the border towns and villages. The Jukun say they are original inhabitants and consider the Tiv people as settlers, while the Tivs reject this view on the basis that they have been living within that region for several years. The Jukuns complain of being marginalized in Benue State, while the Tivs complain of the same in Taraba. In the second half of 2001, the violence intensified. There were scores of death and widespread destruction of homes during this period. Allegations were even made that the Jukuns had allied with the Fulanese and were also being backed by the military. The claimants further argued that this was to ensure the Jukuns have political advantage in the run-up to the 2003 elections. In September 2001, there were more attacks and counterattacks by both the Tiv and the Jukun militia groups. Later, there were reports about attacks by soldiers in the company of the Jukun militia, which killed at least 3 people and injured several others in Todamsa in Donga local government area. Same day, there were reports of attacks in a nearby region which also killed 43 people. One day, a retired serviceman entered the town of Kashembira local government area. He had approached a group of soldiers to ask questions as he was after some local information. On showing his identity card, which identified him, he was then accused of being behind the training of youth for several attacks. Eventually, this led to him being shot and killed on the spot. He was Tiv. At the same time, there were reports of 3 young Tiv men who had been detained and were being maltreated at the nearby barracks for 3 weeks, after which they were killed. This will trigger the turn of events which will lead to the massacre of innocent civilians. It was nicknamed Operation No Living Thing. The massacre would take place across the villages of Beji, Vase, Anyin, Yoja, Uba, Teador, Sankara, Kiado and Zaki Biam.
To the whole world, how Nigeria invaded General Malo's country home and made a lot of destruction. Soldiers, they claim, came for the peacekeeping, but later diverted from the road they came to play and almost destroyed the whole of General Malu's house and other places, kill a lot of people.
At the time, the federal government will deny reports that any civilian was killed. However, in November 2007, the Chief of Army Staff will officially offer an apology, and later the President of Nigeria at the time Umari Musa Yaradua, also visited Benue State to apologize. And despite all of these, it is the lives of the thieves and the Jukuns which have been lost in the unnecessary conflict that deserve not to be forgotten. 20 years on from the Zaki Biam Massacre, the conflict still lingers. It is definitely time for both sides to drop their weapons and realize that a peaceful coexistence is the only way to ensure our beloved Middle Belt region is not stained with more bloodshed.